First of all, I want to thank you all. I'm very honored to be here today. This lecture of mine opened shortly the historical development of jewelry art in Finland from the traditional design object to contemporary art. Shortly, it introduces history of Finnish jewelry from its traditional basis to the current movements in the field of jewelry art. With jewelry art, I mean jewelry as an independent art form where the artist works with unique pieces from an artistic point of view. Materials and techniques used serve this process. Even there are examples from the profession of goldsmiths already from the prehistorical times. Finnish history of jewelry is quite modest from an international point of view. Then medieval times were strictly led by professional guilds, and the artistic examples and styles came from Swedish court for several hundreds of years. The first picture here I have is from a Fabergé egg from Russian court. When Finland became part of the Russian Imperium in 1809, it was an opportunity for the Finnish goldsmiths to profound their skills in the imperial city of St. Petersburg in Russia, where the professional tradition was highly valued and where luxurious jewelry was well supported by the Russian nobility and bourgeoisie. Many of Finnish jewelers came back then due to the Russian Revolution in 1917, and this is why the tradition of jewelry making from Fabergé's workshop has great significance in Finnish history of goldsmiths. The high-class goldsmith tradition and skillful use of precious stones is still part of Finnish jewelry education. The beginning of 20th century was the time for national romanticism, and the visual examples to jewelry design came from Finnish artists and architects such as Albert Edelfelt, Akseli Gallen-Kallela, and Emil Saarinen. Jugend style and Art Deco dictated also the aesthetics in jewelry. After the Second World War, when Finland finally became an independent country, jewelry shops with traditional models from Finnish folklore, such as Kalevala-koru, prospered because it was every woman's dream to have a complete set of jewelry. However, still buyers for more individual pieces were rare. 1950s can be seen as a beginning for the concept of modern Finnish jewelry. Bertel Gardberg, a silversmith and an academic, renewed the jewelry field by using ordinary stones instead of precious ones in silver jewelry. In his work, he was uncompromising, and as a craftsman, he had traditional material-led approach to his art, which is common to Finnish craft identity. Other known designers of that era were Eero Rislakki, Elis Kauppi, and Björn Bäckström, the founder of Lapponia jewelry. In the picture, there is the necklace called Planetary Valleys, which had huge audience when it was worn by Princess Leia in the Star Wars movie. Paula Häivänoja was also among the first whose large silver jewelry paralleled the currents of international jewelry art. Today, this modern Finnish jewelry is known worldwide. Alongside traditional jewelry and jewelry design developed the jewelry art. This art form emphasizes the importance of contents and form besides the value of materials. Jewelry art discusses current phenomena, and as jewelry art piece becomes live in a context of art and in the interaction with the human body, as craftsmanship is needed, it no longer dominates the concept of jewelry. Individual viewpoints and the use of multitude materials reflect the various perspectives from which jewelry can be approached. In early 1960s, the Museum of Jewellery Art was founded in Pforzheim, Germany. This can be seen as a milestone for the radical change in the field of jewelry. One of the first radicals was Olli Tamminen, whose jewelry made from acrylic shocked the Finnish audience. This also tells about the conservative conceptions that often and even still are related in jewelry, even though the pop art's influence in Tamminen's work would not have been confusing in the field of fine arts. It disturbed the Finnish jewelry audience. Today, his work is one of the finest examples of early Finnish jewelry art. Barbro Kulvik made jewelry that could be seen as miniature sculptures, independent art pieces that no longer were related to human body. Even though there are pioneers in the field of jewelry art in Finland, the interest and the enthusiasm remained minor. The reason for this was largely social. In the 60s was a time for a great structural change in Finland. Migration from the countryside and the belief of omnipotence of industry all worked against handicrafts and individuality. Also, the demands of functionalism in Finnish design have not encouraged the use of showy jewelry. However, in the 70s, the oil crisis evidently eroded the value of crafts, and in the beginning of 80s, the Museum of Applied Arts finally in Helsinki arranged a jewelry exhibition which brought new jewelry from America to Finland for the first time. Also, there was a jewelry art gallery founded by Philip de Bray and Eva Lindholm in Riihimäki. This gallery no longer exists today. But it was the first time, the exhibition of the museum and then the jewelry gallery was the first time when Finnish audience could see pieces of international jewelry artists in Finland. And for many of practicing jewelries, it was a revolutionary opportunity to widen their points of view. Eila Minkkinen, trained as a silversmith in 1970s, made mostly silver and bronze jewelry and silver objects using traditional methods. In the 80s, she was among the pioneers who started to use recycled materials and found objects. Juhani Heikkilä, also a silversmith, is one of the artists whose influence and contribution for the Finnish jewelry art is highly significant. Alongside his own work with jewelry, he has also participated in the Finnish jewelry art education in the University of Industrial Arts, Helsinki, and has been part of the organizing group of international jewelry art exhibitions, Subjects in 1993 and 1996, and Narratives in 1998. He questioned the traditional values related to jewelry by using, for example, ordinary pieces of wood that were covered with leaf gold or silver. The thin layer of precious metal erodes these non-valuable objects to precious jewelry. He is well known for small human heads and faces that he describes as pocket jewelry. More recently, alongside with the faces, there have appeared torsos, to which ironic suggestions are often connected. Compared to visual art, jewelry art has its own special dimension. It's an independent art piece, but has an intimate relationship with the human body. In 1996, Karin Bunde Jensen and Eija Mäkelä, both silversmiths and jewelry artists, organized an exhibition of Finnish jewelry, Finnish Jewelry 1. The concept was followed with Finnish Jewelry 2, 3, and 4, and a comprehensive volume of Finnish jewelry was also made from the basis of these reviews. The amount of jewelry artists and the growing interest to jewelry as an art form in the 90s shows that it was not a momentary phenomenon. The diversity in jewelry art pieces tells about the international discussion during the decade. Jana Syvänoja is one of our internationally most distinguished artists. Her production includes works from jewelry to installation art. Though a profound understanding of nature, there's also an ecological perspective in her work. In 1988, she made her first paper jewelry that still is part of her work today. By using recycled newspapers, she has created a wide range of jewelry from which she is internationally acknowledged. When working, she often first comes charmed by some material that she then starts to collect. Many of the materials she uses are found from nature. She's interested in the past and the meaning of the material, their inner character and potential. Many of today's artists in Finland have their education first in Lahti Goldsmiths College, so they have quite a technical background, or in South Karelia Polytechnics in Lappeenranta, today located in Imatra. Afterwards, many have profounded their education in the University of Industrial Art, or then abroad, for example in Gerrit Rietveld Academy in Amsterdam. Jewelry artist Helena Lehtinen has worked for over 30 years with jewelry. Her work is highly valued internationally, and she has also been teaching in Lappeenranta and in Konstfack, Stockholm, Sweden. She collects her material from flea markets. These found objects she combines with various techniques into jewelry. In her highly aesthetic pieces, the importance is in artistic message. She was also the member of the jury in this Chengdu International Craft Fair in our Finnish exhibition. The first doctoral thesis from Finnish Jewellery Art by Petteri Ikonen was published in 2004. The thesis deals with the Finnish arts and crafts, and in particular the jewellery art. The subject of the thesis is Ikonen's own artistic work and the influence of perceptions of skills, knowledge, experience and values in Finnish art jewelry since the 1950s. The study examines the artistic work process and its relationship with the theoretical inquiries. Emphasis is understanding the artistic process. The theory part works as a tool to study the subject of artistic research and to develop the concept of jewelry art and arts and craft that has been left with less notice. Ikonen's research places jewelry art in the field of applied arts with a strong relationship with design. Terhi Tolvanen, also a silversmith, did her master's from jewelry art from Gerrit Rietveld Academy in the Netherlands in 1993, when there was no possibility to study jewelry art in Finland. Today she lives and works in Amsterdam, but has a strong relationship with the Finnish nature. Her pieces are often studies about the relationship between man and his surroundings, especially nature. These two pictures are from the series Woodland. Jaakko Vasko describes himself as a cultural worker rather than an artist. For every piece, he freely chooses the media that is the most appropriate. His inspiration comes from human life, for example, politics, and observation of words and sayings. There is often playfulness in his work, and while working, he describes the process as a game. Sari Liimattas manipulated plastic animals pierced with needles, and needles are grotesque and often melancholy statements. Jewellery artist Mari Keto runs a jewellery gallery in Iron Ink in Copenhagen, Denmark. In 2007, she won the Ivy Contemporary Art Icon of Denmark contest that launched her work into prestige galleries in Europe. Today, she has widened her practice from jewellery also into objects and installation that comment modern society with a macabre touch. Trapped in luxury is a Louis Vuitton bag transformed into a gilded trap. Facelifting, a reminder of human vanity. Fame is an installation. Installation consists of 3,900 brooches that form a picture of Paris Hilton. Pieces are led to take by the audience, but fewer the brooches are left in the picture, the less it sparkles. Mia Maljoki works in Munich, Germany. In her pieces, she wants to capture moments of her daily life in the physical objects that can be worn by others. She records subtle spaces in plaster. Concretely, she walks around with a quick plaster in her pocket, ready to take castings from items, people, and for example, she can take casting out of a handshake. She says, I reflect on simple common objects, such as my bedpost, the doorknob of my favorite cafe, plastic spoons from the local ice cream parlor, visit with a friend, or a touch between a mother and a child. Yet each one defines the horizon of emotional landscape that I experience daily. I cast my own body and the bodies of friends and family. Each piece has captured a moment of my life and has means by which I can connect and reconnect to others. Workgroup Amazing Animal, Mervi Kurvinen, Maria Nuutinen, and Kati Nulpponen was formed from the need to differ from traditional ways of presenting jewelry art. Their installations comment human behavior, the need to be decorated, to decorate. As they use time-consuming techniques, they want to highlight the privilege to use time as desired. How did you spend your day? Did you enjoy it? Piece of Heaven by Mervi Kurvinen and Souvenir Banana. Maria Nuutinen is fascinated about ordinary items related to human body, like buttons, pincushions, handkerchiefs, and collars. This bandage is where there are printed portraits of soldiers that died in the Winter War. And then first aid. Kati Nulpponen's Blind is Leading the Blind tells about codependency. Then this picture was earlier shown already from this group of jewelry artists, Nelly Tanner and Anna Rikkinen, the prestigious group. Alongside with their work together, they also work separately. Nelly Tanner is interested with family memories. And Anna Rikkinen's work tells about Western female portraits. This is from an adaptive installation by the prosthesis group that was in Gallery Myymälä 2 in Helsinki. It was an installation that was changing during 3-week period from an empty space into an imaginary human body. The whole process was documented daily by photographing and then presented in the gallery. Tarja Tuupanen works with stone. The idea and the material go hand in hand. The white catalogue has offered her the theme for several years. It is minimalistic and quiet, stagnant but not boring. In white stone all details show more clearly. She asks, where is the limit of your expression? Where is the limit in minimalism? In Finland today there is no gallery specialized in jewelry art, but there are several artist-based groups that organize exhibitions, seminars and workshops. Every 3 years, starting from 2003, there has been an extensive review of international and domestic jewelry. In 2005, the Finnish Association for Jewellery Artists was founded in Lappeenranta. The association's official aims are to promote and publicize contemporary jewelry in Finland and improve its recognition as an art and design form, and to increase awareness about Finnish jewelry internationally. The association organizes exhibitions, seminars, workshops and happenings. It started by organizing exhibitions in sea containers, first in 2006 in Lappeenranta and 2007 in Helsinki. The containers were bought in the middle of the city, where it was easy to pop in this unofficial gallery space. In Helsinki, in 4 weeks of time, more than 6,000 people visited the gallery, and this is a big audience in Finland for contemporary jewelry art. The association also builds a collection of Finnish jewelry art. The collection was first exhibited in Lahti Museum of Art in 2008. And these two last pictures are from an international jewelry art exhibition arranged by the Jewellery Art Association in 2009. It was in Cultural Museum in Helsinki called Near and Far. 21 items from the museum permanent collection, talisman, tools, letters, etc. were chosen for 20 invited artists that they would react in one of these chosen items with their own work. The old artifacts were chosen for this project. The old artifacts chosen for this project were shown simultaneously with the new pieces especially made for this exhibition. Jewellery Art Association has taken part actively also in Helsinki Art Fair and has promoted its members also internationally, for example in Schmuck, Germany. Today there are members around 70, and all the activity is voluntarily led by the artist. So I want to thank the Finnish jewelry artists who are so active in the field today. Thank you.
감사합니다.